Question 20. Here are two squares, A and B. The length of the side of square A is 50% of the length of the side of square B. Express the area of the shaded region of square A as a percentage of the area of square B. Two complicated sentences here explaining the question. Feel free to read them a few times before you start the question. What the question is asking is how many times as a percentage does this triangle fit into this square? Because we're talking about a percentage area of square B, I think it's going to be easiest if I can get square B to have an area of 100 centimeters squared. So then I'm working out of 100, which is what a percent means. So I'm going to make the size of this square 10 centimeters each, because then I know the area of this square is 100 centimeters squared. Now you could pick any numbers for the sides of the squares and you'll get the correct answer. You could also do it algebraically and you'll get the correct answer. I'm just using 100 because I've spotted the word percentage here. Now if the side of this square is 10 centimeters, then the side of this one must be 5, because the question says the length of the side of square A is 50% of the length of the side of square B is half. My next step is to work out the area of this triangle. So area of the triangle, and again I'm writing out very clearly what I'm doing, so I'm giving the examiner the opportunity to give me marks. I'm not doing lots in my head that they can't see. I'm showing them my thought process. So the area of the triangle formula, base times height, because it's a square, the height has to be the same, doesn't it? Base times height and then half it. This is one of the formulae you have to know before you walk into the exam. So if you didn't know that, make a note to learn it. And 5 times 5 is 25, divided by 2 is 12.5 centimeters squared. Reaching this point will definitely pick me up 1 mark. The first mark is for assigning lengths to the squares and working out an area. So I may have picked it up when I worked out the area of the big square was 100 centimeters squared, but I certainly have by working out the area of the triangle. Now I can answer the question, express the area of the shaded region as a percentage of the area of square B. Well, it's simply 12.5 out of 100. Writing this fraction, or you could write it as a ratio, will pick you up your second mark. And to get the third mark, we just have to answer the question. And because I made the big square have an area of 100, this is already easy to convert to a percentage. If you had a different number on the numerator of your fraction, you'd have to do a bit of work to get it out of 100. But 12.5 out of 100 is 12.5%. And that is my third mark.